Hey y'all, we got Happy Mail. So I went ahead and decorated these already because these two envelopes here were open when I got them in the mail. And so I'm hoping that nothing fell out. I'm not hiding this address because Brenda Clark is one of the collaborators. You can go to her channel, get her address, and drop her an envelope in the mail, and she'll send you another one, or she'll send you one back. These two, I hid their address because they are not collaborators, but they wanted to join in on the fun. And so I'm going to start with this one because I got this one first. This one is from Betty Waldeck. And look at that. Isn't that cute? Easter themed. I have bunnies all over my yard, and I love these colors. That's gorgeous. Okay, so this is packaging, I would imagine. I had to reinforce it. It got beat up a little bit while it was in the mail, and so I reinforced the spine with some fabric, both inside and out. So I took this card here, and I made a pocket on the front. This is hiding my address, which is really not necessary, but I didn't have any other place to put it. So there were a couple of napkins in there, and what I did was I waxed the napkins. I saw a video from Dragona from Sasebo, and I think the video is like 2 years old, but I watched it the other day and I was like, wow, that's really cool because it makes the napkin translucent. Or I tried it on paper too. It made it translucent. So I took some double-sided tape and I stuck that down just to a plain piece of cardstock. And now I put that in there so I can use that as a journaling card. And this here says, if you can't read it, it says, "Some bunny loves you," right? Super cute. So I colored it with one of these pens here, metallic marker from the Dollar Tree. But it needed a little bit more color. And what I did was I took some old makeup and I used this blending makeup brush to put the color on there. I tried my finger and it didn't come out as good as much as I wanted it to. So I used that blending brush there so I give the background some color. I noticed a lot of people lately are using gilding paste or finger wax or whatever you want to call it, and I don't have any. And I don't wear makeup anymore, so for it not to go to waste, I'm using it in my junk journals. So she sent me some napkins and some die cuts, and so I could reinforce this packaging, I went ahead and took a plain piece of cardstock and I glued it to the insides there. And so these are napkins. I decoupaged these on a piece of paper and I stuck them under a book. I probably need to stick them back under the book because they're really not that flat, but I sewed those in and I reinforced the spine on the inside too with that same fabric. So this side here, these, now that I'm looking at them, this looks a little crooked. But I colored these with acrylic paint pens. And I don't know how well you can see, but all these die cuts, there were several extra bunnies on here. And I took an acrylic pen and I just marked on the inside where you can see their ears because they're kind of blending into the background. But at least you know something else is there. I colored this here with that same pen, but I didn't want it all to be the same color, and I have a gazillion markers, so why not, right? And so just sewn straight in so I can bind it into a book. And then this here was another napkin, and I did the same thing. I used I'll see if I can find the link and put it in my description box below, but you just take a cheese grater and a candle and you grate it all over your, whatever it is that you're trying to wax. And then you cover it with a piece of baking paper or baking sheet liner. I don't know what you call that stuff either. But then you just use a hot iron, not on steam setting, but just below that, and the wax will melt. And then you just wait for it to dry, and then you peel it off the wax paper. So that was the other side of this napkin here. And I made that into a pocket. And because it comes out translucent, I put it on a green backdrop so you could see it. And then I stitched around it with a zigzag stitch. And then the back here, this was my attempt at waxing regular paper. So this is actually cardstock. And I tried to glue something down. You know, there's actually, I don't know how well you can see that, but another piece of that napkin that's been waxed. I glued that down there because this book page was coming up. And so I glued it right there to keep it down. But glue did not want to stick to this. Double-sided sticky tape seems to work, and we'll see if it stays on. So that's that one. And then we have Brenda Clark. Wow, mine just went blank. Map. This is a map. Got some washi tape here. Got a little airmail sticker. Treat yourself. I love that. And then on the back here, we have a butterfly and some flowers and a wake up and be awesome. So we're being awesome today. Okay, so I also heard somebody else mention that some of their stamps on their envelopes weren't canceled. This one wasn't canceled, and the other one I'm going to show you wasn't canceled either, but this one was. And so I'm wondering if that's why it's taking so long to get mail. I'm not really sure. But let's go on the inside. So on the inside, I got 2 coffee cup cutouts. I'm guessing that's a die cut because I have this same paper. I love that paper pack. It's got gorgeous paper in there. So what I did was these 2 pieces of cardstock came with it, and I stapled it on the inside of these teacups, and then I glued that down. And now I can use all of this for journal space, right? Or I can glue pictures or whatever I want to on there. And then this little piece came with it also. You got some cute little dancing pigs down here in the corner. And what I did with this was I used the teacup handles to glue that in. So that's now a flap. And I put it down so it's not quite in the center. So it's not going to be in my way of binding this into a book. And then we got this like an oversized label. And I just glued the one side there so I could make that into a tuck spot. And I got a sheet of stickers here that you can see I used some of the stickers. It says weekend, and I put that one there. And then I put the think one there. This one says live a colorful life. Play on words there. And then we flip it over, and this came with it too. And those holes were already in there. And this piece of string, it looks like a shoelace. I'm not really sure where it came from. It was just hanging out on my desk. So I looped it through those holes, and I tied some knots in it so it doesn't come out. And then I used a different shade of makeup to go around the edges of that. And I made it into a pocket. And then that was one of the other stickers that was on that sheet. And this is just a plain piece of cardstock that was hanging out on my desk along with this. And I made a little pull tab for it. And then that way you can still see the stickers. Okay, and that's from Brenda. And then this one is from Sue Dunn. And so this is super cute. Y'all, this is on a book page also. And it's one of those pages that's super glossy and really thick. It stood up really well in the mail. But the reason, if I didn't say it already, the reason why I did these first is because part of that was open on both of these here. And so I just went ahead and decorated them so I could just show all 3 of them at the same time. So what I did with this little library card and pocket was I did glue it, but only right here. So you can actually use that as a pocket too. That's a little bit too wide. but this goes all the way down to here, right? So I can use that as a pocket, but I didn't glue this part down here. So I can use this as a flap to hold that so it doesn't keep flip-flopping everywhere. And then her address, she wrote her address on this little card. And so I just put a little punch out right there, a little notch. Her address is going to stay in there. And then this library pocket is going to keep that down. So we have a little sticker here that says U.S. Mail. And this was hanging out on my desk too. It said remove pull tab. So I don't know what it was for, but I cut off the remove and I glued it on there. And this here came with it, green Rolodex. So I inked the edges, and this little piece of lace was hanging out. So I put it there too. And then I made that into a pocket. So this time card here, she stenciled on the back and then put some beautiful rose stickers on here. And she put an eyelet there, and this was hanging out on my desk too. So I just put that on there so it hangs out the edge. And I could have put this over a little bit farther because you see there's some space there, but I wanted to use that as a page tab. And then over here, we have an index card that she rounded the corners on. We got some washi tape here with some chickens on it. And then a ticket. And then I think this is a sticker because it's got some gold in some of the circles there. And so this stuff is really interesting. World Expo 88. So this is Brisbane, Queensland between April 30th and October 30th, 1988. So this is Expo dollars that you could only use here. And look at the shape that this is in for being that old. Really good shape. Really good shape. So that's going to stay in this tuck spot here so it doesn't get damaged. And then this here, I'm not sure if it came this way or if she had a stamp that she put that on. I've never seen anything like this before, but we can definitely use that as journaling cards. Actually, it doesn't look like it's a stamp. It could be, but I doubt it. So I wonder where she got those. And then this here, I've never seen anything like this either, but it's a automatic coin wrapper. That's what this here says, and it was patented March 31st, 1921. So I don't know if this is actually that old, or if they just keep that on there so nobody else makes anything like this, but this is really cool. So coin wrapper, interesting, right? It's got some cutouts right there, so I'm guessing after it rolled up the coins that it says what's in it, nickels, dimes, quarters, whatever, and then how much, something like that. And look at the shape that that's in. That does not look new. So that is really cool. I haven't seen one of those before either. So then here's the back of it. And this is a really thick book, book page rather. The envelopes that I'm sending out, I'm using an Architect coffee table dust collector book because the pages are really thick like this. And that way it stands up in the mail since there's going to be goodies in there that are not flat like this here. And so now, guess what's next? I got 10 of these. And so I am going to find something in my stash. I'm sure that I have something in my stash that will accommodate all of these into one book, one junk journal. And so that's what I'm going to be doing today, is going through my stuff, looking to see what I have so I can make all of these things into one spot. And that way I can keep them and take them out and look at all the pretties whenever I want to. And I can also use it as journaling if I want to as well. So you don't have to be a YouTube collaborator in order to join in. Some of these came from women that are not that don't have YouTube channels. So I think there's 12 collaborators now. All that's going to be in the description box. And so go ahead and visit all their channels too and get their addresses. I'm just going to have the channel links down there, not their addresses. But go ahead and subscribe and drop me an envelope in the mail, and I will send you one back with some goodies in it. And then go to all of these women's channels also and drop them an envelope in the mail with some goodies in it, and you are guaranteed to get one back from them. This one here is the first one I got. This is from Kim Newberg. She's the one that started this Happy Mail movement, and I'm really glad that she did and that I'm able to be a part of it, because once I started getting all these envelopes in the mail, I realized how much I forgot the excitement of getting something in the mail, right? Everything is electronic now. And, well, thank you to all the places that send us all the junk mail for free, so we have free craft supplies, right? But I forgot how exciting it was to get something in the mail. And so I am going to keep doing this, and I'm going to put together as many books, as many envelopes come in. And so if you have any questions, leave me a comment below. If I can't answer them, by all means, go to Kim's page and ask her, since she's the one that started it, at Images by Kim. All these will be in the description box below. So I hope y'all have a crafty day, and my next video is going to be all these in a book. So stay tuned, because I'm excited to see what it's going to look like at the end. I'll see you soon.